And hey, congratulations for Italian studies.
Thank you very much.
Hey, so Adam, let's start with you. Where the origination came from for the storyline about, a woman who lost her memory?
It was really developed with Vanessa. She came to me, and I'd known her for a long time. We were looking for something to work on, and she came to me and she was like, "I want you to do something where you throw me out into the city, into New York, and I can interact with the city in a real time way." And she was like, "Let's get messy." And we had been talking about certain things about the concept of being present and how environment affects us in a sort of general way, just as friends. And all that sort of made me go to the idea drawer a little bit. And I had this idea from a few years back of a woman who loses her memory in New York, and I couldn't quite crack it. And there was this sort of realization of, what if we told this really from her point of view? So we never saw the husband looking for her or the police or anything like that. It was just impressionistic from her point of view. And that freed us up a lot to embrace shooting in the summer and shooting in the winter, and just like being able to sort of be free with it. And then along with that was this idea that, and I'm working with some Simon and some other teenagers that I thought were really special, was this idea of, oh, what if she became connected to kids who are sort of at that moment where they're searching for their own identity and figuring out how they process life. And so it kind of came like Vanessa saying, "Let's do this. Okay, we're going to do this. Here's an idea I have. What's the right way to do this idea? Oh, I have these amazing people that I'm working with."
Wow. And Simon, what initially attracted you to a film like this, and how close are you to this character?
What attracted me to the film?
Well, he's asked you to do it. You had nothing else going on.
Stupid. I just really, I'm a big fan of like the Animal Kingdom clique and Adam and the people he keeps around and like that general social circle. I just really love their creativity and their sense of humor and stuff like that. So when Adam and Fred asked me to be in this movie, I was just like, hell yeah, I would love to hang out with you guys and do a movie and be part of your creativity and this cool stuff going on that y'all got going on.
And how close are you to the character that you play in the film?
We debate this. Like this is every debate. I think there's a lot of Simon in the character, but I think it's a character, and I think that just being like, oh, that's him at that age, shorts the work, the acting, and the performance, and the work though in it. But it's definitely inspired by you.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to look at because part of it like feels really authentic, but my family doesn't think it's that authentic. They're always telling me, Simon, this isn't really you. Like,
it's a character. It's a character that came out of discussions and rehearsals and process with you. It's definitely, it's not your name's Simon in the movie. It's not, we're not trying to hide that. But yeah, I think Simon's a very talented actor.
Yeah. Well, thank
you. So Simon, you considered this act not playing yourself then?
It's both, because some of it is playing myself, like when I'm just walking with Vanessa, but some of it is scripted. So I'd say it's like 50-50.
Wow. And Adam, how do you direct people? Besides Simon, but you casted a lot of teenagers into a film. So how do you actually direct them, or do you let them flow naturally?
I think that it depends on the performer. That's true for every actor. And I think that what we did here was, because there was a lot of first-time actors, we did a lot of rehearsal, and rehearsal was occasionally scene work, but for the most part it was sort of like the interviews in the movie. It was really discussing our lives and who we are and building this kind of, hopefully this sort of environment of trust and being willing to say something stupid, say something raw, be vulnerable. I think me and the producers and everybody who was around that were that way too. And I think and I think Vanessa also is an actress who's in an incredible way is wants to push and isn't afraid to fail. And so I think you create an environment, you work with people, you get to know these people, that by the time you show up on set, there's a trust and an ability and a preparation that's come into being able to then play. And so we definitely let the teens play a lot and go off in their own world. Sometimes we would give them more scripted stuff. Sometimes we would have them tell a story again that we knew that they had, or feed them a line here and there. But I think that it came from really, really months and months and months of preparation to allow us to be able to do that. We couldn't just have shown up on set and started to do that.
So how real and how raw is those documentary interviews segments that you allow them to play along with, and how much of it's scripted?
That's unscripted, but again, comes from conversations that we had. So we knew these kids, we knew these people, and we talked a lot about what those interviews were going to be like and what might come up. And there were for certain people, it was like, hey, is it okay to talk about this? Is it not? You know, in advance. So that, again, there was a prep to it, but it wasn't. It was that was the truly unscripted, honest and raw part. And his interview is like an hour and 10 minutes, and we were sort of like, do we just release this as the movie, because it gets really more intense and raw than I think you see in the movie. There's a lot of tears shed and some fighting, and it's intense. That's an intense interview, and some of that's in the movie, but some of it's like, yeah, it just ended up being too much, too raw.
Adam, what was your your feeling about your interview yourself, and do you feel like maybe someday Adam should release it as a movie?
I think you meant Simon. Yeah.
I mean Simon, yeah.
My interview? I don't know what you say in that interview. That was so crazy.
No, it wasn't so crazy. Well, you were doing a lot of what ended up happening is we were calling you on your bullshit a lot, and so you were like talking your shit, and we were challenging you a lot.
Oh, I think I remember
about your family, about your political beliefs, about like you would like, there's parts where you like took out a dime bag of weed, and it was like, oh, you think you're fucking cool because you have weed? Like, everybody fucking smokes weed. Like, you're not tough.
I remember that.
Like, you're not, you know.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember after the interview, I was shook.
Yeah.
I was shook.
So was everybody. Like, we ended the interview and there was people in the room crying. Yeah, it was intense.
It was intense?
It was intense. And I've seen it a bunch.
I don't really remember the interview, but I remember afterwards I was like, whew. Yeah. Whoa. Did I cry during the interview?
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's true.
It's so funny, Simon. It seems like you developed amnesia as part of this movie yourself.
Yeah. I think yes, I think we do that as a defense mechanism sometimes. I think we do that. And I think it also shows about how you were so open and raw, and you sat down on that couch and you were ready to go. And that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Exploring the unknown.
Yeah.
Adam, how much of this do you feel is like an ode to to New York as a city? You know, sort of like the people, the places, and the life.
I think that the rhythms and the sensory overload of the city is a truly integral part of the story. It's important to the story. how much is sort of thrown at us in the city. I grew up here. I sort of take that for granted. As we were working on the movie, I would take walks, kind of being Alina, like trying to see the city as it is, really. And it's overwhelming, and it can be. For me, I'm not scared. I grew up here. I know it, but trying to see it with fresh eyes, it is like, wow, this is a lot. And so I think that was really integral to the story. I don't know if it's an ode to the city as much as it becomes, as that element of the city becomes a really key part of the storytelling.
Simon, when you play your character, what do you feel that this is like a fresh perspective of what the new generation is much more of today, and how do you see yourself towards Alina?
I think the other kids are a much better representation of what the youth today is like, because they're way more in tune with what's going on in the subcultures within the city. As to my relationship with Alina, it was just goofy and fun. We were really just having fun on the set. With in
terms of your relationship with Vanessa, yeah. But I think in terms of Alina too, I think that there really is a warm connection there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And on the set, it was fun, and we were joking around. It was like a little community.
It was really fun. It was
really fun.
A very special production. I really think that the 21 days we shot this movie over the course of a year are 21 of the best days of my life. I had such a wonderful time, except for the dinner scene.
Oh man, that was brutal.
That was a rough day.
That was brutal.
But even that, we got it. We did a good job.
I thought that scene was actually really intense though in the movie. It was like the social dynamics were just oh my god.
There was a lot. There was a heavy vibe that day too. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of drama in this film, most certainly. Well, let me end this with a lighthearted question: is how do you guys eat your hot dogs?
Oh, well, I don't eat hot dogs that much anymore because I pretty much cut out meat. But I think it's with mustard. I do not. I am a conformist. Maybe some relish. Anybody who puts ketchup on their hot dog, I think, is crazy, and it's wrong, and potentially be illegal.
Potentially be illegal. I like this. I just eat the buns. I don't even eat the meat. I'm a vegetarian. What can I say? What can I say?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Well, I had to throw that out there since you guys had a hot dog scene on the first.
How do you eat your hot dogs?
Strangely, I just eat the hot dog and not the bun. So,
wow.
so I go the opposite.
You guys should go out because then you can
we'll complement each other.
Yeah.
Right. Most excellent. Well, hey, gentlemen, thank you very much for talking to us about Italian studies, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.